Alright then, just taking a quick look at Vechain on our daily time frame here for a quick daily update on the channel. As we can see over the past few days, Vechain just following Bitcoin to the downside here as you would expect. Basically just after that huge liquidation cascade that we had before, you can see quite clearly here, we've come up for Vechain and basically closed back above this bear market range low. You can see we've had a pretty obvious bear market range here, you should say. Pretty obvious low and high being put in. We broke to the upside, started getting our way through some of our Fibonacci levels, as you can see. But then obviously Vechain really struggled in this cycle to get any kind of momentum. Technically we were making some bullish market structure here, but you can see ever since we came down, we had the Trump pump. When Trump, obviously, it got announced that Trump was going to win. Got a nice move for Vechain here, to be fair, coming up for around a 4x off those lows, pretty much perfectly. Came down, consolidated here. Everyone thinking potentially we could see continuation. Then, obviously, with Trump coming out with the tariff dump, all the tariffs at the start of the year, really dumping the markets down. Obviously, traditional markets took a big hit. And then, as a result, we did see the rest of the market here coming down as well. You can see we've obviously come down into a range here. And right now, basically in a situation where Vechain's come down, put itself into a range, and then coiled even tighter over the course of the weekend. Over the course of the summer, I should say, sorry. I think I've got some post coming. As you can see, very obvious tariff range here. Pretty obvious that we were going to continue to range in this for a while. A lot of altcoins looking very similar to this, as you can see. And then obviously during the summer, as I said, we came into this very tightly coiled range for Vechain within this wider range, as you can see. I think we were about to have a big move in either direction. I did say we were probably going to have a big move, and then you can see we were coming down, trickling down to this low, and then we actually came down and just absolutely collapsed with the rest of the market through this support, through the support of this range here, and then come all the way down, swept liquidity all the way down below this bear market range low as well. As you can see, coming down and sweeping liquidity all the way down to, we are looking at, what are we looking at here? What is this? What is this line? What is this line for? I don't know where that's come from. As you can see, Vechain here now, after basically getting this huge dump, correcting back inside the bear market range low, as you can see, bouncing back up, but getting rejected out of this daily fair value gap, basically just following what Bitcoin's doing. You can see Bitcoin here obviously came down with the 10% drop. Beautiful 50% retrace into this BPR here. And then obviously the rejection here. Once I saw this rejection, I knew we were going to come and sweep out this liquidity here and go lower. Currently bouncing out of this lovely, lovely fair value gap below, as you can see. Getting a pretty good reaction out of this. And I would say right now we're basically in between two fair value gaps that are going to dictate price for a while. I think if we consolidate here, we could see some consolidation for a while between these two, to be honest. But I think if Bitcoin did come back up here and show some good momentum, some good volume, closing back above this fair value gap here, I think we'd at least come back up into this area for a retest. However, if we do come down here and start closing below this, we'll probably come down to that 50% area that I'm looking for. Very interesting in this cycle. Pretty much every single time that Bitcoin's had a good impulse to the upside, we had a 50% retrace before we did continue to the upside. You can see here, pump, 50% retrace, pump, 50% retrace, pump. This one was only a 20 or 30% retrace because we were so bullish, but we pumped here, we got the 50% retrace, pump here, 50% retrace, and now we're in another impulse again. Still haven't had that 50% retrace, which I would expect for another impulse to the upside. I've actually been trading these on the way up. The first time I saw this off the low, I was like, okay, next time this happens, we'll get Bitcoin come down for a 50% retrace and then I'll trade it. And then you could just basically I basically long the bottom of every time we 50% retraced, and it worked. 4 out of the 5 times this cycle over the past few years. Pretty interesting strategy, a bit ad hoc and a bit simple, but it's been pretty effective for me. It looks like Bitcoin always likes to come down, readdress these areas. But anyway, I digress. Vechain very simply just following Bitcoin right now, as we can see. Bitcoin in a position where basically we're going to be probably going sideways for a little bit if I had to guess. If we do see some good impulses in either direction for Bitcoin though, Vechain here just looking like it's going to follow. We've swept out all that liquidity below, so I would expect altcoins to have some kind of rally at some point, but it's all dictated by Bitcoin. If Bitcoin continues to be bearish, altcoins are going to suffer in the short term, but I think long term, with so much liquidity taken below and so much liquidity building up above of everyone that thinks we're going to be going lower and they're piling into shorts, I think we could get into a situation where we could liquidate some people and start moving up. We're just going to have to wait and see. It's all just so unknown and exciting in the crypto space. Let's see what happens next. As always, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Please do like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Check back every day for daily updates and get some free money in the description below. Cheers.